Alright, let's start this off. First thing you need to do is keep in mind what we're looking at here, and that is scatterplots and correlation. Okay, this is stuff you've heard before, and we're going to make sure that all the things that you've seen before stay familiar to you. So first, what I need you to do is on your calculator, I want you to, in L1 and L2, put in this set of data exactly as you see it. Not making a mistake of position. Like make sure you get the 1.6, 2.2, 1.6, and so on, and 5.1, 4.8 in the exact order that you see it. And once you've got that done, and you got this in, what we're going to do is we're going to see how to make it such that you can see a scatter plot on your calculator and get, very importantly, the correlation. This is the key to what we're doing here today. So first, I'd like you to press catalog. And the catalog button is shift or second 0. That's where you'll find that word. And then, once you've pressed catalog, let's get a little blue line on there. I want you to scroll down until you see diagnostic on. I want you to put the cursor right on that diagnostic on, and then once you get that done, hit enter, and then the screen will look like this. And then I'd like you to quite simply hit enter again, and it'll just simply say done. And so now you have turned the diagnostics on, and what you've done is you've made it such that the calculator will give you an R when you ask for it. R being correlation as per our notes. So now, assuming of course you've already put these numbers in, I'd like you to now go here, which was press the button stat, and go over to calc, and then you want to have your, you'll have all these choices. We've used one variable stats quite a bit here. This time, however, instead of doing one variable stats, you're going to go down to number 8, linreg a plus bx. And if you don't mind, please don't do linreg ax plus b. Now I understand, again, that truly there's no difference between linreg ax plus b and the one I'm asking you to do, linreg a plus bx. But we will always use linreg a plus bx, mostly because b for us is going to always equal slope. And it's important to keep our letters straight because we have a lot of letters acting as variables and it gets very confusing. So again, we're going to linreg a plus bx, and we'll always go there. So you're going to hit enter on 8, if you don't mind, and then that'll bring up this screen. It'll say linreg a plus bx, and I'd like you to type L1, comma, L2, and then hit comma. So what you're asking the calculator to do right now is it's making this linear regression line, which we're going to look at next week, but along with the linear regression line, we're going to get a correlation, and that's what we want out of this. So you type in linreg a plus bx, you've done that, and then L1, comma, L2, comma. Don't forget that second comma. And then, if you would, hit the button on your calculator that says vars. Don't hit shift vars, hit vars this time, and this comes up. And then bring the screen, or bring the cursor over to y vars, and hit enter on that. And then this will come up. It's possible you've done this before. And what you're asking the calculator to do here is put in y1, the function y1 in your calculator, an equation for a line, and in fact, the line that what you've always called line of best fit. You're asking the calculator to do that for you right now. So you're going to hit enter on y1, which then will type it here for you. So this is what you'll then have. Linreg a plus bx, L1, comma, L2, comma, y1. Now once you have all those three put in, go ahead and hit enter on that. And then this will come up. Now the reason why we went through that diagnostic on before we did all this was because the diagnostic on gave us these things right here. And these are what we want here. Now what this is showing you is, first and foremost, it's telling you what the A and the B are. And the A and the B are the y-intercept and the slope as they've always been. And that's going to have more specific definitions next week. And then it tells you this r and the r squared. And this is what we were gunning for here. We were looking to get that r number. Now, r squared is indeed exactly what it says. It's r squared. Take the r value and square it. And it's going to have also a definition next week. It's one of the more complicated definitions we'll look at. But right now, what we've discovered is the r. So in the data that we had, we have an r of just about 0.9, which is, if you took the notes carefully, a very good correlation. It's nearly linear. It's almost a lock that as you go up on your x values, you're going up on your y values with a very solid consistency. That's what that's showing you. So now we know how to get our r. Very important thing to be able to do at any given time. And then also, if you hit y1, you'll see that the line that you just created is now in y1. So go ahead and look and see that this is indeed exactly what it says. And I'd like you to notice all the decimals here. If you were to actually write this equation out, you wouldn't write the load of decimals there. You would certainly round that off somewhat. 0.4998. In all honesty, that one could be said to be 0.5 plus 2.265 maybe. Like, you don't have to write all those decimals out. That would be pushing it a little too far. And that is how we get R, and that is also how we get the line of best fit, the least squares regression line, put into our data. One last thing you can do is you can look at the scatter plot by hitting second y equals and go to that stat plot again. And I do not have screenshots for this one, but you go up to stat plot, and then if you hit enter on plot 1, you'll see that you have types of graphs, and the very first one has this kind of a look right here. We've got kind of like lines and dots that kind of go like that, and that is indeed your scatter plot. If you hit enter on that, it brings up your X list and your Y list, and that's where you would just simply type. It'll default to L1, L2, so whatever you might have done, in fact you should have done L1, L2 in this case, and then do the same thing, hit zoom 9, that we've done all along. We don't hit graph. Hit zoom 9, and it'll zoom in on the scatter plot of that data. And that's how you see the scatter plot. And in fact, when you do that, you'll get your scatter plot, but you're also going to get a line drawn through it, and that will be the line of best fit. So we'll practice doing exactly what you just did over and over again. This needs to be old hat all the time. But that is, indeed, finding correlation on your TI-83.